What up? What up? What up? We are live. Got a big glare in the background. Sorry, that's my window. So let's just go straight to the charts here. We are in a new week for Bitcoin. So I've already marked out the high, the low, and the middle for last week. So, oh, sorry, didn't have my pointer. There we go. Okay, here we go. So this is the weekly chart. Okay. We've just kind of been going sideways ever since bottoming at 80,500. So we hit 80,500, bounced up to 95-ish, 94.3. And ever since we hit 94, the 94 level price, well, as you can see these wicks right here. So these wicks right here, and so price closed here, opened and closed here, opened here, closed here. So this level right here is it's a strong resistance level. We just price can't get through it. I mean, look, there's another wick and this wick. So we've already rated last week's high. So if you've been on, sorry, that is just pissing me off. 1 second. People breaking out, and people get faked out because they think, oh, it's just coming back down, and they short it. But really, it's just trying to retest that center line. So let's just see, because we could be getting ready for a breakout here, and it does kind of look like it is. But if you go to the lower time frame, it does look like it's actually bouncing. Well, this when I go down to the hourly, it looks like we actually hit the center line and broke out, and we're retesting now as support, and that very well could be the case. Do I have all these right? Yeah, not bad. Right. We actually did break out. It could be. All right, much better. Much better. All right, so as you can see, price has already rated last week's high. Wicked, hit it, wicked right down. Couldn't get above this level. BTC, XRP, BTC long, BTC and XRP. But that's because it was this is XRP. So downward trending resistance inside. And then you got, and then if you've been on my previous videos, then you know what the colors are. So you got red for the weekly, purple for the monthly, and green for the daily. And then yellow or orange, whatever color that is to you, looks orange to me, is an upward trending support line that has been there for months. So if you zoom out to the month here, monthly, zoom out further. Okay. These two lines here that you see are the same exact lines that you see
when you start to zoom in.
Major resistance there, and then that could, if we can't get through 100K or even higher, let's say to,
So that's why you always draw your support and resistance lines
and we can't
and
get
trend lines on the higher time frames. And then if you're going down to the lower time frames, when you go to the lower time frames, all of your lines are marked out. And so you're good to go once the further down you go. So you could go down to the 1 minute chart if you wanted to, and you move your mouse here, move the mouse here. Oh, and what happens?
and we could have some more blood,
There
more
is your price action
if that's the case.
on the 1 minute chart.
The fact that we're holding
This just happened in New York.
that's still bullish.
Okay. If you miss the top here, then you probably want to wait for a new trade setup. Okay. You can see that this level right here is holding, and that price rejected this price level and has since retreated. And what happens when it rejects a level? It goes to another level. And it looks like it may have found support here. Maybe. You just have to wait and see, right? But the trade was over here, either here or here. Short. Okay. So you could have gone, and if you're if you're in the institutional world, right? Everybody sitting at a trading desk in New York or across the world, wherever their trading desk is, right? This was the setup. Okay. Let me show you the setup that they gave you. For all the people that don't understand levels and who just open up a chart willy-nilly, they see the price going up, they think it's going to go up forever. Okay. If you opened the 1 minute chart and this is what you saw, okay, or okay, because the 1 minute chart is useful if you use it right and if you understand how to use it. But for the most part, if you're new, you want to stay away from the lower time frames. You want to stay on the higher time frames because they want you on the lower time frames so that they can take your money. That's what happens on the lower time frames. Is it's just a bunch of noise. Now, see, this looks good and this looks good, right? On the 1 minute chart, but look what happens when you zoom in. Okay. Now let's keep going. Let's go here. Okay. So it hits a new high, retraces, starts going. Okay. Now, if you don't have this level marked on your chart, then you probably think it's just going to keep going up forever, like everybody does, because that's how psychology works. Oh, yes. Yep. We're going long. And then what happens? Okay. This same thing, right? So I reacted at this level. And started going this way. Okay, so you just wait for it to get to another level and react. What happened when it got to this level? It reacted. It just so happened to coincide with the New York Open. So if you understand price action, then you got accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay. This is okay. this is the same thing as support and resistance traders, trendline traders, parallel channel traders, Fibonacci traders. Everybody has their edge. What they think is their edge. And so that's why I put everything on my chart because I don't just use one thing. So that's why, but see, when you zoom in, it looks a lot cleaner, right? So, and if you follow the timelines or what have you, so sorry, I'm multitasking, so I'm listening to a podcast and they just said something funny, so it made me laugh. Which actually triggered something in my brain, which is important. I am more than just a live trading channel. I teach how to become sovereign, how to be your own man, how to take care of yourself, and how to not rely on the government, and how to support yourself so that you don't have to rely on nobody else but yourself. You will be truly sovereign. Right now, you've got a little bit of the puzzle. You've figured out how to be financially sovereign with Bitcoin. That's good. Now you need to become sovereign with your food, with your health. Okay, I would say you're sovereign with your spirituality and your faith as well. And so that's good. But most people, they think not most, I'm sorry to project and put words into your mouth out there, people. That's what I try to avoid and what I try to teach people not to do. Just slow down a little bit. Don't react. Don't let people get a reaction out of you. It's not healthy. So I trust no one. I trust myself and I trust God and Jesus. That's it. I'm done relying on other people. And I'm done being manipulated. You can try to force me to in a certain direction, but that's not, I would be a hypocrite to do that because that's not what I preach and that's not what I teach here on this channel. I practice what I preach. So if you want to learn more than just trading, I teach more than just trading on Thursday nights. I put on a free masterclass every Thursday night. I go over mindset. I go over money. I go over health. I go over spirituality. You have to be aligned in all aspects of your life in order to succeed. You will not find success unless you are aligned in all areas of your life. You can try and try and try and try and try and try and try. It will not work.
Chemtrails most likely, yeah. Who knows? Guys, there's already
So if you're done being manipulated by the system and you're ready to take control of your life, and you want the easiest way and the easiest path to do that, come check me out Thursday nights. You can come and learn how to use OPM to buy businesses, to buy real estate, all cash flowing assets. That's what I teach here. If I don't recommend this, but if you want to use other people's money to trade, you can use other people's money to trade. Now, I do not do that, and I do not recommend that. I do this is not financial advice. This is purely educational. But you can use other people's money, put it in a trading account if you're good, right? If you're good at trading, then you go get some money from the bank, go get some free money from the bank, put it in a trading account, and grow that money. That is the power of trading, if you know how to do it and you're good at it. I do not recommend it. And again, this is not financial advice. So if you go out and you lose all your money, do not come crying to me. I recommend go get that free money from the bank, buy a cash flowing business that pays you more than your expenses every month, which is not very much for a lot of people out there. All you have to do is create more cash flow than your expenses, and you've won. Now, a lot of people have put themselves into consumer debt. And so it's going to be harder for them to climb out of that hole unless they go buy a badass business that just cash flows really well. And there's a lot of businesses out there that do that. You could go buy a business right now that cash flows millions of dollars per month. But you can't do it on your own unless you have all four. You got to have time. You got to have money. You got to have credit. And you got to have skill. You have to have all four of those to go out and buy a business that cash flows, or a piece of real estate that cash flows, or put money in a trading account that cash flows. You have to have all four of those. But you know what's great about today, the world that we live in? You can if you only have one of those, go find somebody else that has those other three. Or go find somebody that has what you don't have. And it doesn't just have to be one person. It could be multiple people. Combine your resources. What do they preach? What do they teach? Go get a job. Go get a good job. A good, stable job. Save some money. Put some money in the bank. Feed your family. Go to church. Be happy. you'll be happy. Just do that. That'll make you happy. And it does work for some people. It absolutely does work for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Overall price per coin down is to just buy more on these big down dips.
So
Sell it here, you buy more here. You don't sell it here, you buy more here.
That's what I teach. I teach you how to use other people's money to generate cash flow. Take that cash flow, put it in a trading account. I don't use trading for income. I use trading. I do teach people how to trade. I can teach you how to trade. But if you stick to my strategy of trading, you'll be way better off. Don't scroll down to the only reason you're on the lower time frames is for your entry. So you scroll down. So this is how New York set you up. Okay. If you zoom, this is what it looks. This is more real here. Okay. So you see a slow, steady rise here. Okay. And then New York opens. They pumped the price. They trapped a bunch of longs up here. Everybody who was not zoomed out like this. Okay, so if you see a big side, this is sideways, 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 manipulation, distribution. Accumulation, 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 manipulation, distribution. And that's what happens all day long, right? So look, if you zoom in right here, this is this is the end of a distribution phase. So now accumulation, 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 manipulation, distribution. Boom. Now, if you're down here on the lower charts, sorry, I digress again. So I'm teaching you how to trade on the lower charts, but I don't trade on the lower charts. I trade Bitcoin for more Bitcoin. So my strategy is I teach you how to accumulate Bitcoin, the hardest asset on earth that the banks now lend against. You can now take your Bitcoin to a bank. You got to go to New York, Bank BNY, Bank Mellon, New York. You take your Bitcoin to them. They will custody your Bitcoin for you, and then they will lend against it, just like real estate. Okay. Now, I also teach that, okay, the banks are way behind. Okay. You can do this in decentralized finance, and you have been able to do this in decentralized finance for many, many years. There are places out there in the Ethernet where you can take your Bitcoin. You don't have to trust anyone. You don't have to trust a bank. You just have to trust yourself. You put it into your decentralized finance account. This is not Fidelity. This is not any names that you've ever heard of before, because they don't know how to do this. They're behind, like I said. Okay. So anybody, and this is why you have to be careful of scams as well, because people are going to try to scam you out of your money.
That means those who already have it will be locked in.
And they're going to try to get you to react some kind of way so that you blow your money and that you give your money back to the market.
You can position yourself before they do. Now,
This is what they do.
much smaller scale, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000.
This is what the system does to you. Okay. You have to escape from the system. You have to become sovereign. You cannot rely on anybody else but yourself now. That's where you're at.
Some of you might say, 20,000, that's a lot. Some of you have way more than that already. I know because I've talked to you.
Okay, so this is New York manipulating you.
20,000.
And then so the price is slowly going up, and you get in, you're like, yep, okay, we're going higher. And then it pumps. But anytime you see, does this not look like what happened last week? Right here. Let's zoom out or zoom back in.
It can make you $2 million or nearly $2 million in the next couple of years. And even if, hopefully it's the next couple of months, guys.
See, you can't you got to zoom out.
Because you're going to know when it gets to $5, $6, $7, it ain't coming back up to $11, $12, $13. It's just on its.
Okay, so what happened last week?
You're going to really wish, just like all of my friends. When I was telling them 5,
So it's just on a smaller scale, right? So when you zoom out, everything becomes more clear. But look, so see that? Boom, 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 boom. So same thing. Boom, boom. It's just on a smaller scale. It looked, but when you zoom in, it looks the same. Right? Pump, dump. Pump, dump. Okay, and then so again, everybody uses what they use to what they think gives them an edge. Okay, everybody has an edge or what they think is an edge, and so the institutions in New York, if you go to, they teach you about support and resistance and trend lines, but this is what they're doing all day long. Fibonacci. So they go like that. There's a move. Okay. Boom. Lines on a chart. Okay. So it retraced, broke out. Okay. This one's dead now. Okay. So boom. Oh, reversed. Okay. So we got to. So this was the move up. Okay. Where are we at? We're in the golden zone. Boom. And what is it? What happens when price gets to a level it reacts? Rejected this level. Oh, rejected it again. Still rejected. We're going, okay. But now we're in the golden zone. So if you didn't get in here, here is a great place to add contracts if you think we're going higher or just in general. Okay. What I teach is buy on the red days, sell on the green days. It's easy. Buy on red, sell on green. What do most people do? Most people buy at the top and then they see price retracing. And so they're scared. And so they exit their position. And institutions love you for that because you're just giving them money. You're just giving money to the markets and you're giving liquidity to the institutions for the real move. So clearly you got a high, lower high, lower high, a low, lower low, lower low. So now that we're in the golden zone, you have to wait and see, okay, what's price going to do here in this area? Are we going to go higher? Are we going to retrace and go back higher? Or are we going to go retrace and go back lower? And that is why price moves, is because a lot of people think that, okay, we're going higher. So they're placing bets right now that we're going higher instead of waiting for an actual, okay, like I said, if you didn't get in short here, then you're waiting for a new trade setup, is what it's called. And again, back to my strategy. Okay. Can you scalp all day long like this, like the institutions do? Yes, you can. If you have the time, right? If you have the time, well, and the capital, right? For trading, you got to have the time and the capital and the skill. To trade, you got to have 3 of the 4. And if you have all 4, then you probably are chilling on a beach somewhere, not worried about nothing. So a lot of people have time on their hands. A lot of people have credit on their hands, but not time because they're tied to a job. They're tied to a 40-hour a week job, but they do have credit and they do have a lot of money in the bank, just chilling at 0.01% interest. Those are the people you need to find and work with. Because what did I say? When you combine your resources, if you have time, then go out and find somebody with capital and credit, because you obviously have the skill too. So that is the point of this group. If you've got time, cool. I know people with cash and credit and skill. Obviously, I have the skill. I can teach you whatever you need to know. And I got the time. But credit has eluded me. Credit has eluded me. But that's okay for me now because, again, in decentralized finance land, it doesn't matter. If you have assets, your credit does not matter. It's not like a bank. You can go get credit in decentralized finance land with the assets that you hold. And now with tokenization, let's say you own a piece of real estate. Traditionally, real estate is not liquid. It's not, you can borrow against it, but it takes time and it's a process. You have to go to the bank. You have to ask them to put a lien on your house so that they can give you money in the form of credit. It's called a home equity line of credit. Right? Okay. Well, now in decentralized finance land, if you own a house, you just tokenize that house. You create tokens. You sell those tokens to investors. You just now created liquidity in decentralized finance at the click of a button. You just You show them the title. They now custody the title to your house. And if the price goes down, then they get your house. So, yeah, is there risk? Yeah, there's risk with anything. That's why you don't borrow at the top of a market. You borrow when Bitcoin is at 15,000. When I was calling the bottom, yeah, it probably won't go much lower than this. There's no way. And yes, I did call. I said, yeah, I'm into Bitcoin. Yeah, it's at like 15,000 now. I'm on the green days. Or you don't sell. You scale out of your position, which means you're adding a little bit more Bitcoin to your stack when the price goes up. When the price goes down, you add your. Then when the price pauses every day, what goes? Your money. Until you become a contrarian like me and start thinking differently. And until you have peace, love, and prosperity in your heart, and you're aligned in all aspects of your life, not just one or two. That's why I hate this time of year. You should be nice to people year round, not just this time of year. What's wrong with people? I am happy and joyful all the time, year round, not just at Christmas. I'm actually more angry and more mad during Christmas because people try to be nice and, oh, let's be nice at Christmas and buy gifts and give gifts to people and pretend like we're nice. And it just makes me mad and sad. First, it's sad. Sadness turns to anger because I don't like being sad. So that makes me mad. I'm pretty aware of myself at this point. I know what makes me mad, who tries to get me mad, and who tries to get a reaction out of me. And that is how you become sovereign, is you take control of that, and then you control yourself and you control your own mind. You don't let anybody influence you. You trust, but you verify. That is the Bitcoin ethos. Trust, but verify. You don't just have to trust, and that's why I love Bitcoin too, and crypto is because it's trustless. I don't have to trust nobody but myself. I'm in control of my money. I can control my own money now without anybody telling me what to do with it. It's mine. So if you want to learn to scalp, you can scalp and you can do what the institutions do all day long, or you can zoom out. So let's go back to the weekly where we started. You can zoom out. Why do I draw all the lines on my chart then? Because everybody else does. That's why.
kind of makes me feel like
But when you zoom out, look, doesn't that look so much more pretty?
doesn't mean we can't cut back up.
What if
So if the
you were on this chart
curves up, if we have this break,
and you were right here, where we are now, right here?
go up to
See a familiar pattern here at all?
we have a
Okay, now
continuous lower high.
could we go lower here? Yes, that's why I have these levels marked.
But if we come right about here, or we even get into the
It
zone,
looks to me like we're in a apex. This purple line is a strong monthly
that's going up and
resistance.
time frame, it'll be us like
All these wicks right here obviously show that we're hitting resistance.
underneath of this
And now
through it at 100K.
price will slowly climb until it finds the resistance area here. And it will react some kind of way. And so it's either going to go higher or lower. People think it's going to go lower because of the 4-year cycle. I used to preach and teach the 4-year cycle. Yep, Bitcoin moves in 4-year cycles. Well, now that the institutions are involved, it's kind of a different scenario.
We still have major bearish divergence that's been happening all
Until price falls through this level right here,
trending lower highs
then
while simultaneously higher highs.
I'm not subscribing to the 4-year cycle anymore.
Floor,
Okay, back to, sorry, I digress a lot. What if you could have got in right here before this move to 126? So that's what the bulls are thinking right here. The bulls are thinking, well, I want to position myself for a big move like this. And that would be smart.
we had a higher high.
Okay.
So we had
But you know what's smarter?
our cycle and down.
Let me show you.
And right here, upward trending,
And if you're still on this live,
bounce on the
what do I
upside,
say?
did not
I usually drop my golden nuggets at the end, which I do, which I'm going to do right now. So if you're still on and if you're still paying attention, then I'm going to teach you my strategy for free right now. I charge thousands of dollars for this information. I'm going to teach it to you for free right now. Okay? Are you ready? Pay attention.
down, bounce. We got under. This is where we're at right here. We got under it, right here on this bounce, right here on this bounce. Boom. We got under it, under this line, the floor, under this line, the floor, and we can come up and retest it, which is like bouncing.
If I can get out of my
Up a little bit,
trading account
break through it,
here.
and then if we break through, fall back here, where we broke through.
I'll just quit because I don't need it.
Above the EMA.
So, all right. Back to here.
Head and shoulder. That would be equivalent to us bouncing where we're at right now, breaking out of the downward trend resistance, and going up to right above the EMA to about 100 to 105, and then falling back down. If that happens, guys, that could be the beginning of the end of this bull market, and it would look like this: come up, come back down, and then fall through. That would be almost identical to this situation in the last bull market. And by the way, this
Okay, so here we go. Sorry. Thank you for your patience.
two times prior to this.
All right. So this is my mock trading account inside of Femex. Femex is the trading platform that I use. So I was just on TradingView, which is what platform a lot of professional traders use. is TradingView because it has all the features and it's been around for a long time. It's got a good name. So TradingView is where I chart, if you will. And then when I'm ready to place a trade, then I go to my trading account, which is Femex, and then I place the trade. But as you can see right now, this big yellow line right here shows or just puts a note to let me know that I'm inside my mock trading account. So I do not go or show anybody my actual Femex trading account because that is private. And if you do show people your real account, well, then you're just a dumbass. Sorry, but sometimes language needs to be used to get a point across. And that's just the truth. If you show somebody, especially in decentralized finance and in crypto land and in the land of scams and in the land of bad people taking your money, you don't show somebody your real account, especially on screen. Duh. That's why I just use it as a mock trading account to show people my strategy, which again, if you are on my live to the end, that is where you will get the most golden nuggets. So right here, within the floor, we are below. And nothing I'm telling you guys is my opinion. This is facts. We are below the floor. On the weekly time frame on our side, we are below that yellow line, which is the moving average. So everything is kind of bearish right now, and we're at the bottom of this falling wedge, and we're trying to break out. We haven't yet. So until that happens, we could just here's really all that can possibly happen. This cannot get back above the floor, and we just fall further into bear market territory. What would happen? What would it look like on the price? Is that we cannot break out of the channel, and we just fall further. There we go. I'm logged in. Continuation of the downward trend. That can happen. That would be a double bottom of this level down here at the 73.5, 74 range. And the other option is we get above this floor. And then that is the breakout. We get above the floor, back up into this channel, and we pump up to the top here. And that could be a break. That would be a breakout of, let me just give her some lines if you don't. That would be a breakout of the trending channel. Again, if you're on still, this is my mock trading account. The reason why I like it is because you can open an account and you immediately get access to $5,000 to trade with for free and for fun. But you don't want to do this for fun. You want to take it seriously because it can, again, increase your sats. You can just stack a lot of sats if you implement this strategy, which I'm going to show you right now. But first, I wanted to show you that, look, every day you can claim $500. So boom, just increased my account. And the reason why you want to do that is because you are simulating real life. So in real life, when you have extra cash lying around, you have extra liquidity that you need to put to work. Well, instead of keeping your cash in a bank account that pays you 0.01%, why not put that cash that's just sitting idle into a trading account like Femex here, and then add a little bit of leverage to it. And what that means is you say you have $10,000. You put it into a trading account like Femex here. You add 10x leverage to it. Your 10 times 10 is 100. Your 10,000 just became 100,000. On Femex, you can go up to 100x leverage. So let's say you have $10,000. You put $10,000 into your Femex trading account. You set the leverage to 100. I don't recommend 100. I think that's outrageous. So I just use 50x. So let's use 50x. Okay. 10 times 50 is what? 10 times 50 is 500,000. So now you're playing with $500,000. And what do most people do? Most people take that entire $500,000 and they will go make a bet like Vegas. They'll bet on black or they'll bet on red, hoping to double their money. When if you just understand how leverage works, it becomes very powerful. So again, easy numbers. You got $10,000. You add 50x leverage to it. You're now working with $500,000. Okay. And you place small little trades. Okay. So you go to this should be on market because you always, with this strategy, you have to be place a market order. And the difference between a market and a limit order means when price gets to here, I want to buy. So if you that would be a limit order. But a market order is I want to buy now. And so when I hit this button, it happens instantly. Okay? So let me show you. So I'm working with $8,205. But I'm at 50x leverage. So I'm actually working with $410,000. And you can work with Bitcoin in Bitcoin terms, or you can work in US dollar terms. Okay. Now, my strategy, I work in Bitcoin terms. So I trade Bitcoin for more Bitcoin. And so what that means is anytime I scale out of a contract, I'm stacking a little bit more Bitcoin. So for example, we just did the numbers on this. I'm working with 410,000 contracts or US dollars. Okay. Divide that by the price of Bitcoin, which is at what? 89.9. So we'll just call it 90,000. So 0.2, that's equivalent to 0.21 Bitcoin. So if I went like this, 0.21 here, and you got to do 0. So 0.21. If that's the size that I enter at 0x leverage, and I hit my liquidation level, then I lose my entire Bitcoin stack. So what do? You just place little bets. Okay. So they teach you, if you go buy a course or whatever, they teach you to never risk more than 1% of your account size. Okay. I think that's kind of ridiculous when, because 0.1% of 410,000 is only $4,100 or 4,100 contracts. I do that all day long. So if you see here, I'm already in a trade here of 0.331 BTC. And if you were on my last video, I entered a short position to hedge my bets. So now I'm super negative on my short, but I'm close to break even on my long. So what does Bitcoin do all day, every day? Pumps and dumps, pumps and dumps. Do I think price will return to this level? Most likely. So when that happens, what will I do? I will scale out of some contracts, add some Bitcoin to my stack. And that is what I do. I just buy a little here, sell a little there, buy a little here, sell a little there. Except when I'm buying on red days and I'm selling on green days. What do most people do? Most people buy on green days and sell on red days because they bought on a green day and then they see it start to go down and they get scared and they sell because they think it's going to go down forever, just like they think it's going to go up forever. This is how psychology works. And I understand it fully. So it works both ways as well. So if you wanted, so I'm in a long and a short position at the same time, right? So if you wanted to accumulate dollars instead of Bitcoin, then you could enter a long and a short position, and it's just a lot of work. So you just employ the opposite strategy. So you sell on red days and buy on green days. Doesn't make sense, right? But it's the exact opposite of the long strategy. So the long strategy is what? Buy on red days, sell on green days. So the short strategy is the exact opposite. That's it. Okay. So right now, it's a little bit, I should have added more contracts and I did, if you were on my last video, I added a bunch of contracts down there. Okay. And we're getting close to, or we were at break even. And sorry that I missed this, but now a lot of people, what I try, or what I wanted to teach earlier, but I got sidetracked, was what most people do in trading is they will get into a position, and instead of taking profits, they just stay in the position. Then it reverses, then they go negative. And for whatever reason, like I said, this is just how psychology works. For whatever reason, they see the red balance, and instead of pushing the button to take profits when they were in the green, which is what they should have done, they are now in the red, and their brain is telling them to sell because their brain is scared of being in the red. They are elated and joyful when it's in the green, but your brain is in greed mode, and it just wants the price to go higher. And so instead of taking profits, what do people do? They think it's just going to keep going, or they don't think it's going to keep going. Their brain is telling them, because of greed, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going up. Don't get out. Don't get out. And then what happens? And then it reverses, and then the market takes your money. This is what happens. So you have to understand psychology if you want to trade. And even my strategy, you still need to understand psychology, because when I tell you to buy on red days and sell on green days, your brain is telling you that that's wrong, because it is contrarian to what most people are taught and what most people do. So you got to be a contrarian. You got to do the opposite of what everybody else does if you want to make money, and you don't want to give your money to the markets. So what is now would be a good time to actually be buying more short contracts, so that as the price goes down, gets closer to your red, if you didn't buy short contracts here and you didn't buy short contracts here, then wait for this to go pump up a little bit. But actually, what if it doesn't pump and it just drops? So I'm going to actually enter some short contracts here. I'm going to switch this to dollars because dollars are easier. I'm going to do 10,000. Try that again. Let's just do 5,000. Actually, so you want it to kind of be equal to the same as your long, right? So we got, okay, we're already about equal. So let's add 10,000. Let's do it. Let's see. So we're going to go 10,000 and short. Okay. Now I'm going to also add 10,000 long. Okay. Now, if it pumps up here and takes out this high, then that's when you will scale out of those 10,000 contracts that I just entered. And then if it goes short, then you scale out of those 10,000 contracts that I just entered. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just kidding. And again, this is not financial advice. I do not recommend you do this without proper training. So don't come crying to me if you lose all your money. All right? Until next time, folks, peace, love, prosperity. I love you. Be kind to each other. Peace.